Ladies and gentlemen, as you saw from the title, once again, Republic at War is under construction. Now, Republic at War is a really old mod that hasn't been under development from its developers and hasn't been updated in a pretty long time. But as of May 4th, we have received a pretty small update, but more importantly is the fact that the developers are once again working on Republic at War. So let's go ahead and hop into a quick little Outer Rim Sieges. That's fine. Let's go hard. We'll play as the Republic. In this mod, you can actually change which tech level you're at. So we're going to go ahead and pump it all the way up to tech 5. Will give us 10,000 credits. And I'm going to give a quick video on just kind of what makes this mod amazing, what I'm super excited about, and could do a couple battles as well. So let's go ahead and have all of my units kind of stack up as I explain the mod. So as you can see, we are in the Clone Wars era, which is already one of the best parts about this mod. Is currently in Star Wars Empire at War, there's only 2 real good mods that are in the Clone Wars era. You have Fall of the Republic, which at the time rivals Republic at War in how good it is, in my opinion, especially now that Republic at War is being updated once again. You have, and then obviously Republic at War is the other one. So what makes Republic at War so good is it once again takes you back into the Clone Wars era, and it does so in an extremely good way. So as you can see, we are hovering over the planet Kamino, and we have the ability to build all of our different clone legions. We have the 501st, we have Obi-Wan's 212th, we have the 187th for Mace Windu. We have all these different types of clone troopers that we can use at our disposal. As of the new update, in the May 4th update, we have Flame Trooper troops as well, which is really cool. Also, as you can see, we have all of the different Jedi, and depending on which campaign you're playing as and what tech era you are and how you different recruit, you'll have access to all the different troops and heroes of the Clone Wars era. So we got Plo Koon, we have Mace Windu, Yoda, we even have Admiral Yularen. Just love how this mod includes all the different heroes. Let's go ahead and do a quick battle. Let's go ahead and move all my units over to Tatooine. As you can see, this mod does a really different job of space movement and galactic map movement. As you can see, most mods, you would have to go through Hypori in order to get your troops from Rothana over to Tatooine. But that's not the case in Republic at War. You can actually move troops around in a very different way. What else should we talk about? We have all, like I said, all of the different things that you love about Star Wars and the Clone Wars era, you will be finding in this game. And it looks, ironically, like they just brought in a fleet to Tatooine. So here you can see some of the CIS heroes. We have Admiral Trench. You're going to have access to different people like General Grievous, Count Dooku, Asajj Ventress, all the different bounty hunters and stuff like that. And it is just so much fun. Once again, probably the best part about this mod is it's one of those mods that takes you back to the Clone Wars era.
That's how we'll win this war. One battle at a time.
It also has amazing voice lines. You will have all the different voice lines from... Yeah, let's see. Can I click on... Okay, I didn't bring any of the heroes here, but if I had some of the heroes like Yoda, Yularen has all of his voice lines. You have all the different Jedi. All of them have their unique voice lines, which is once again just something that adds small details to this mod, but it is just going to continue to make this mod better and better. One of my favorite things about this mod is the combat. The combat in this mod is unlike any other mod currently in Empire at War. It's vastly different from the vanilla. It's vastly different from Awakening Rebellion and Star Wars Remake. It's a little bit more similar to Corey's team's mods, so you got Fall of the Republic and Thrawn's Revenge. It's a little bit more similar to that. Now, what's definitely different is bombers are able to penetrate shields. So that is not like Corey's mods at all. It's more of like Empire at War and Awakening Rebellion, how bombers do penetrate shields. But what makes them similar is the scale of these battles. Look at how many units we have in this battle. And that's not even half of our population. And we have 4 capital ships, like 6, 7 acclimators. So we have a ton of different ships, and we're not even using half of our population space. And as you can see, we are kicking butt. The Munificents are dying left and right. Our acclimators are also kind of dying left and right. But that's okay. We are going to have super replaceable ships. That is the most important thing about this mod is it's less about individual details of each ship and how you're going to maneuver each ship, but rather how many ships you can field on the battlefield how well you're able to use their abilities and use tight formations to where you have a lot of firepower going on in each individual ship. Additionally is you have this ability for your space stations, which is one of my favorite abilities in all of Star Wars Empire at War. Additional garrison. So if I use this, it's pretty costly, as you can see. 2,300 credits is a lot of credits. But what it does is it brings in a bunch of free garrison units. So the second upgrade is actually going to bring in really good troops. Like it might bring in like 2 acclimators, which is pretty dang good. That was Admiral Trench's ability to focus fire on this ship, which didn't really look like it did very much, but yeah. What else about this mod? As you can see though, it is a massive scale battle. So like I said, it's less about kind of maneuvering each individual ship and how well you can kind of manage a battlefield. What's interesting about this mod though, even if it has such a massive scale, is you still have units like bombers that can pierce shields. So it's almost kind of like, I don't know if anybody plays like Company of Heroes 3, but in Company of Heroes 3 you have to manage a lot of units as quickly and as best as you can. So it's kind of like that, how you really still have the ability to influence a battlefield heavily with your micromanagement, but you're also having to deal with a ton of units. So how well can you kind of click on a unit, tell it to fire at something, click on another unit, can you get it to do its individual jobs as well as you can? So there's a massive skill difference in this mod. You can even get additional garrison level 3, and if I got level 3, I'm going to get like 2 Minotaurs and a Victory Star Destroyer. That's how powerful these space station upgrades are. So as you can see, if you're on the defense of a space station, you can bring in a ton of free units by purchasing these upgrades. So credits in this mod are extremely important, as well as doom stacks. Doom stacks, doom stacks, doom stacks. How big of a doom stack can you bring in? Once we get done with this battle, and it looks like we're going to win this battle pretty easily, mostly because they attacked me and they didn't realize I had this massive defense fleet here, because I actually moved them to it. They're going to realize that they brought in a massive fleet and it still wasn't enough to take on this planet. So you're going to have massive fleets in order to take on some of these planets. And that's just what this mod is all about. Massive battles and really fun. It's also very pretty. If I can turn that off. Gotta love a cinematic camera. It's such a good feature of Empire at War. Very pretty. You have all the different sounds and stuff. I have the sound turned down pretty low, but you have all the classic ships, of course, from Republic era. You have your Blucher Hulks, your Vanitors, your Dreadnoughts, your Carracks, all the different classic Providences, Munificence. Really takes you back to the Clone Wars era. But I mean, if we're being honest, that's what the Clone Wars era was all about, right? It was all about those massive ships. Think back to Episode 3, the Battle over Coruscant. Oh, that's so pretty. Think back to the Episode 3 of the massive battle over Coruscant. There were hundreds and hundreds of ships inside that battle. So as you can see, they probably thought that they were going to take this planet. I mean, they had Admiral Trench, 3 massive capital ships, a ton of support ships, and they weren't able to take this out. That's just how big these battles are. I don't know if I have a big enough... shoot. Do I have any ships that I can kind of help out with? I want to do one ground battle before we end the episode. So you can't just bring them anywhere. Well, maybe you can. So it looks like the hyperspace lanes don't matter too much. But in this mod, it does a great job of making the hyperspace lanes actually do mean something. Even though you don't have to use the hyperspace lanes, in a bigger, like 80 plus planet one, there are massive hyperspace trade routes. So you can kind of see this arrow pointing, or these lines kind of connecting these planets. If you own a bunch of those, you get a massive credit income boost from those trade routes. It's just called base income right now. But yeah, if I were to own like these 3 planets, this line, this trade route would be earning me credits. So not only does it earn you more credits, but it also, if you have your troops traveling across the trade routes, they also move faster too, which is a really cool part about this mod. Also, you get the enemy fleet approaching thing in this mod. It's very accurate. It's really cool. I wish more mods did that, but unfortunately, you don't quite see that as much. I might let them attack me on Honegger.
Tactical battle.
So as you can see, once again, they have a doom stack, but it's not doom stacks anywhere. It's just like feels like it's spammy, but it's a really, really good job of
Building started.
making these battles still feel very, very fun, even if they are quote unquote doom stacks, you know. So let's go ahead and do a ground battle real quick, and so I can show y'all what that's all about. So they have 5 B1s and 2 AATs. We're gonna win this battle pretty easily.
Here they come.
If I'm not being too
Follow
cocky.
you anywhere, son.
As you can see, we have our beautiful looking clones. They got phase 2 armor because we're in tech. We're all the way teched up, so you will be able to tech through all of the different.
Droids inbound.
You will be able to tech through all the different techs in this mod, which is really cool. You have your BARC speeder bikes, which are also awesome. They're very fast, which is very convenient. In this mod, you also have like.
Let's go.
We've
One
secured
small detail that I'm just going to mention is BARC speeder bikes. If you do lose the BARC speeder, the actual clone trooper will jump off of it and he will continue to fight. Obviously, it's only one clone, so it's kind of crap. But hey,
Ready to serve.
your favorite troops will still be alive. We got our Nogri assassins, of
landing
course.
zone.
All right, how are we doing over here?
Give the
Uh-oh, they
order.
destroyed my Nogri things.
At once.
So this mod will take you back to the old classic Clone Wars era. You're going to see different
Turret
planets
constructing.
that you saw all the time in Clone Wars. You're going to have obviously
Listen over until we've scrambled the last flight.
Geonosis, Ryloth, you got Utapau. If we talked about what actually was added in the new update
We've
from May the
secured a
4th,
build pad. Turret
I've got it
constructing.
pulled up right here. We added 4 totally new planets. They added Christophsis, Pamint, Yagdul, and Ringo Vita. We completely redesigned all single-player GCs, Grand Campaigns, or Galactic Conquest. So that's going to be interesting. I'm not 100% sure what that entitles. They added new CIS units. You got the Conqueror Atmospheric Dreadnought. That sounds very nice.
Construction
As well as the
complete.
classic Scarab Fighter. Added Republic units. You got Clone Flame Troopers, which we saw a little bit of. We also have Rothana Destroyers, very
Reinforcement
interesting.
point
And
contested.
A6 Fighters. They improved the visuals like planet textures, projectiles, etc. Re-added missing planets from the movies like Dagobah.
We've lost a landing zone.
And many, many minor fixes is also what it says. Okay, they got B1s out the wazoo.
Never surrender. Copy that.
Let's go ahead and have you guys kind of collect over here. Well, these guys got cool little green padding. He's got a little blue texture on him. He's got green texture on him.
We've secured a build.
Just like in some of the other mods and what makes this mod amazing, if I were to have
Constructing.
Anakin Skywalker in this battle, all of these clone troopers would belong to the 501st, and they would have their 501st textures. If I were to have Obi-Wan, they would have the yellow or the orange, the 212 textures. So it's really, really good in that way as well.
Yes, General. Losing.
Construction.
And who doesn't want to fight millions of B1s with a bunch of clone troopers? Oh, they got AATs way in the back there. Can you target the AAT? Yes, you can. Man, I just love the Clone Wars era. Clone Wars era is just so much fun. I was also mentioning how you will be able to tech up in this mod. There's 5 techs, which is really cool. It's very similar to the original vanilla game. I would definitely consider this mod to be closest to vanilla
Firefight.
in its many different ways. You have obviously your take cover, which is very vanilla-ish. Company of Republic clone troopers equipped with phase 2 armor and well suited for the garrison duties or neutralizing light enemy resistance. 55 soldiers each per squad. Interesting, I don't know why it says that, but cool. You will be able to tech up and notice the tech up. So obviously, if you're like me, you're going to start off on tech 1, and you're going to slowly tech up to like tech 2, tech 3, tech 4. You know, you're going to unlock your Venators. You're going to slowly unlock phase 2 armor. You're going to get Juggernauts, like A6 Juggernauts and stuff. And slowly but surely, you're going to kind of get to like the end of the Clone Wars era. You know, you get your Victory Star Destroyers. I'm not 100% sure if I remember all like the campaign parts of this mod, whether or not you can kind of do like Order 66,
A build pad.
how you kind of see that in different mods.
Roger that, sir.
If we use the Spark Speeders, I also have the drop thermal detonator, which is really nice. I can kind of speed them over there and drop the detonators. That did some serious damage, but here's what I was talking about, how you get your clone trooper to survive. But unfortunately, it is still the power of a singular clone trooper, and he does not last very long. We got our turrets. You got unique turrets, which is really cool. There's the Republic's anti-infantry turret. We're not going to see any turrets from the CIS, but they have all new turrets. So this is obviously a reused turret right here. But the CIS has all new turrets that are really cool looking.
We're proud to serve you, General.
You also still have the vanilla, back to tank Republic repair station,
We've lost a
and the
build
classic
pad.
sensor node.
The only good clanker is a wrecked clanker.
But yeah, that's about it for the new 1.3 Republic at War mod update. Oh, there's B1s.
Droids.
The mod runs really, really well.
Move out, men.
It runs really well. You don't have to worry about, the mod crashing on you or stuttering or lagging or anything like that. They definitely keep up with bug fixes and stuff like that, which is really nice. So what am I anticipating for this mod? I don't know, but I'm super excited that they're back in under development. We're going to see more and more updates for this mod. It's just going to be so amazing having another Republic era mod. So with that being said, let me know if you have any comments down below. Subscribe for more Empire at War content, and I look forward to seeing this mod continue to update.